Are you looking to get into a tech career without having a degree in tech? Again, are you looking to get into a tech career without having a degree in tech? Stick around. That's what we're talking about in this episode of Power of the BI. Welcome back to another episode in the Power of the BI. In this episode, we're going to be talking about how to get in tech without having a tech degree. That's right, how to get into tech without having a tech degree. But first, what I want you to do is like this video and subscribe to this channel. That's right, like this video and subscribe to this channel. So here's the deal. You want to get into tech, but you're saying, hey, I need to have a tech degree, or you're saying, hey, I'm not sure if I can get into tech because I don't have a degree in tech. As a matter of fact, you may be saying, I don't even have a high school, well, I'm not gonna say a high school diploma. I'm gonna say I may not even have a degree, a college degree at all. Listen, so here's the deal. I got into tech, and I had no clue of what tech was about. As a matter of fact, it was strictly on the humbug. I had a friend that gave me a call and said, hey T, I know you're looking to do something different. And there is a course out there that you can take that's online, 100% online, and it's almost self-paced. And you can get into this thing called tech, and you can pretty much pivot from what you were into. What I was into at the time, I was teaching school. I was a 5th and 6th grade math and science teacher. Teaching school, 5th and 6th grade math and science teacher. So what I'm telling you is, if myself, a 5th and 6th grade math and science teacher, can get into tech, listen, you can too. Now my journey was a little bit different. My journey was a little bit different because I didn't necessarily jump right into Power BI. I learned a whole nother skill set of tech, and I decided, this is not necessarily what I'm trying to do. Because when you're looking at tech, you've got different forms of tech, and what we're talking about here, we're talking about big data, right? And when we're talking about big data, there are different levels to big data. You've got database analysts, you got a database engineer, you got a data engineer, you got we got reporting services, integration services. You got a whole spectrum of things that you can get into when you're talking about tech, right? So what I did was, once I got into it and I got a feel for several different areas of tech, I decided the reporting service is what I was really interested in, which led me down the road of Power BI. Now again, I didn't have any coursework in Power BI. I didn't even have any boot camp work, any type of training whatsoever when it came to Power BI. I heard about it, and that was about it. So what I did was I took what I heard and I went down the rabbit hole and started chasing all of the different resources that I can find about this thing called Power BI. Everything that I found, I took everything that I found and I put it into what I call a course, and I call that course Power of the BI. But bottom line is, it's Power BI. And basically what I did was all of the research that I did, I went down that rabbit hole and I took all of that information and I put into a course called a course Power of the BI, which is simply Power BI. Now, here's the deal. You ask, what is Power BI? BI is business intelligence. If you haven't been sleeping under a law for the last 3.5 years or so, now you've heard of artificial intelligence, which is AI, and BI is business intelligence. Been around just a little bit longer in the business community than artificial intelligence, but artificial intelligence is really taken off. So, that's just the way it is. And there is some integration that you're able to use with Power BI now. Not necessarily have to, but there are some integrations that you can use in order to make the job a lot easier. Now, with that said, what I teach in Power of the BI, I don't start out with AI and teaching you how to integrate with AI with BI. I do introduce that in the course a little later on, actually closer to the end of the course, because what I really want you to do is get the basic skill sets of business intelligence. But bottom line is this. You're looking for a tech career and you're saying, hey, I don't necessarily have a college degree. I don't want to go back to school and learning and do a whole bunch of learning. I'm not going to tell you don't have to do any learning, but you don't have to go back to school and do a whole bunch of learning. So with that said, you got Power of the BI where you learn Power BI. Now, you ask me, what really is this Power BI thing? So here's the deal. Power BI is a business intelligence tool. It's a Microsoft business intelligence tool for businesses. It's the software itself is absolutely free, totally free, 100% free, at least as of this recording of this video. The software is absolutely free. You know, you can go and you can get Microsoft Word, you can get Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint Publisher, all of the things that Microsoft produces as software, and you got to pay for that. If you got to pay for those software applications. However, Power BI is totally free. Now, my theory on why it's totally free is because Microsoft want to get as many people introduced to Power BI, so there will be more Power BI developers that are out there, and then the companies to be able to hire more Power BI developers. And as the companies are able to hire individuals that are familiar with Power BI, that are experts in Power BI, or at least, you know, have a large amount of knowledge of Power BI, then those companies will feel good about bringing Power BI into their organizations, and of course, that's going to force them to have to buy Power BI from Microsoft. That's just my theory. I'm just a little country boy from Arkansas. I eat chicken and chitlins and all that there, so I can't really tell you that's exactly how it is, but that's my theory, okay? But bottom line is, if you're looking to get into a tech career and you don't necessarily want to go back to school and spend all of that time and spend all that money trying to get back, trying to learn some type of tech tool, some type of application that you can make yourself more, I'm gonna say beneficial. Is that what I'm looking for? I don't think I'm looking for beneficial. You know, make yourself look better for your organization or for a company that you're trying to work for. Power BI is what you're looking for. Now, the reason why I say that you don't have to get, well, let me back up and say it a different way. The reason why I really push Power BI from that standpoint is I teach Power BI in my course, Power of the BI, for a lot less money. I'm talking about pennies on a dollar less than what you would spend going out to a university and getting a 4-year degree. Now, so here's the deal. Say you want to go to say you want to get into tech and you want to go to a major university and get a 4-year degree in computer science or information technology or something like that, right? It's going to take you 4 years. First of all, we're going to start there. Now, that 4 years is broken down into 2 semesters per year, unless you're on the quarter system. But I'm going to talk about a semester system. So you get 2 semesters per year. The average tuition per semester is probably going to be somewhere around $25,000. So that's $50,000 they're going to be spending in 1 year. So in 4 years, that's about $200,000. That's just to say that you're like me and you're not a brainiac, and you know you're good enough student to get by, and don't necessarily looking to get, you know, magna cum laude, but just a cool little thank you laude is good enough for you, right? So here's the deal. You're looking to spend about $50,000 a year. $50,000 a year times 4 years, that's $200,000. Now, that first year, you're actually going to be spending, you know, learning just basic general information. It's not going to have anything to do with computer science or information technology or any type of tech that you're looking to get into. It's just going to be general information. You're going to be taking your histories and your Englishes and some general sociologies and liberal arts type stuff, right? It's not going to have anything to do with what you're actually going to school for or what you're trying to learn to get your 4-year degree. You're going to get into your second year. That first semester of your second year, you're going to still be taking some of those basic courses, but you're going to be introduced to maybe 1 or 2 classes that you're going to be that you're interested in. And that introduction is probably going to be some type of history, you know, the history of data or the history of computers or something like that, right? You're like, why do I even need to know the history or something? I'm trying to figure out how to make this thing work. If I get on my computer and it's going to ask me about anything about history, no, it's not going to ask me anything about history. But bottom line is they say, you know, if you don't know your history, you repeat yourself. You know, I don't know. But anyway, that don't make sense to me. Why am I learning about history? I'm just trying to learn how to make this stuff work. So that's your first semester of your that's the first semester of your second year. Then the second semester of your second year, then you're going to probably take 2 or 3 classes that's going to be more basic, not necessarily intro, but more in the basic, like slightly above intro, to where you're going to really be getting the basic knowledge of how to build out, let's just call it, you know, a Power BI report. But it's going to be basic information. You're looking at some type of data science, some type of programming type stuff. Now, I want to be very clear. Power BI is not a no code, but it is a low code application. What I mean by that is you're not going to have to know a whole lot of code, but you are going to have some. But you don't even have to have any coding, to be honest, when it comes to Power BI. I've got some friends that have been Power BI for years, been creating Power BI reports for years, and they don't do any coding. But with that said, you can find jobs that you don't need to get that you don't have to do any coding. It's going to be a little bit tougher because in some cases, you are going to need to be able to do some coding in the majority. I'm gonna say the majority of cases when it comes to creating Power BI reports. Not a whole lot, just a little bit, but I do teach the coding piece in Power of the BI. I teach you what you need to know in order for you to be successful when it comes to creating a Power BI report. Now, that's gotten you through your first 2 years of college, right? Now, your third year of college, that's when you're gonna be like boom, 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 boom. You're gonna really be off into your information technology, your computer science. Let's just call it Power BI if that was the case. So now you're really off into your Power BI reporting, creating Power BI reports, and you probably got 4 or 5, probably 5 classes you're taking the first semester of your junior year.
My raw, unfiltered moments.
Whoa!
But what they love
I don't know what just happened there. That just came out of nowhere. Yeah, I was actually listening to Donnie on Full Transparency, and it just jumped out of there. My apologies. Matter of fact, let me close that down. But anyway, so your third year, you're going to be taking the first semester of your third year, you're going to have probably 5 classes that's going to be all in on Power BI, right? And then your second semester of your third year, you're going to have classes where you're going to be all in on Power BI. So now you're like, bam, I got this thing, right? I got this thing. And then you got your fourth year that's coming. Now here's the thing. We already noticed the first year, first semester, second semester, your first year, you had nothing to do with Power BI. Your second year, you had no Power BI your first semester, and it's probably 1 to maybe 2 classes of Power BI your second semester, your second year. But your third year, you're all in. You got the basics. You got the basics knocked out in your first semester, and you got some of your more advanced level stuff going on in your second semester of your third year. Then in your fourth year, that's when you're gonna be learning all of the advanced things that you need to know about Power BI. You got the first that fourth year, you like all in. You like gung ho. That's when everything is advanced. The first semester, fourth year is gonna be advanced. The second semester, fourth year is advanced. So now you spent 2 years learning all advanced information. 2 years learning Power BI. Now let me take you back a step because this is the disappointing piece. There is no degree right now in Power BI. If anybody out there that has a degree in Power BI, let me know, right? There is no degree in Power BI. You can get a degree in computer science and have a Power BI course. You can get a degree in information technology and have a Power BI course. You can get a degree in data science and have a Power BI course. But there's no course out there. There's no course out there where you're getting a 4-year degree in Power BI, right? Now, here's what I call the game changer. Here's what I call the game changer. In Power of the BI, I'm not teaching you I'm not giving you the basics of histories and English in that whole first year that you would be taking in school, right? And then that second semester, I'm not giving you that basic information, that basic stuff that you're going to be doing, just general information that you're going to be taking in school. That's that second semester. Now that third semester is the intro. That third year, second semester is when you're going to be introduced to Power BI. I'm going to give you a little bit of intro, but I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on intro. I'm trying to get you right into that third year. Boom. Okay. So that third year, you're looking at August, September, October, November, December. So you're looking at about, what's that? Probably about 9 months of school when it comes to that third year. So that junior year, that third year, you're looking at from August to December, and then you're looking at from January to May. That's all Power BI, right? Now, what I'm gonna tell you is that's what I'm focused on. I am focused on that whole third year. I'm not focused on the first 2 years, and I'm not focused on the 4th year. The 4th year is super, super advanced, right? The super, super advanced. What I do know is that if you can get all of what you need, all of that basic information and an introduction to the advanced levels of Power BI in that 3rd year, you can figure out the advanced level information, the advanced level when it comes to Power BI. You can figure that 4th year stuff out once you get on the job. You don't have to learn all that stuff in school. You only need what you need to be successful in order to go out there and get that 6-figure opportunity. That's what you need. You need what you need in order to be able to get out there and get that 6-figure opportunity. Now, here's the trick. Not necessarily the trick, but here's the caveat, if caveat is the appropriate term to use. That 3rd year in school is going to take you 9 months. That 3rd year in school is going to take you 9 months, right? That's not what this course, Power of the BI that I teach is all about. Well, that's what it's all about, but that's not how long it's going to take. I have Power of the BI designed to be a 16-week course, which is half the time, which is half of that time, right? So now, if you were going to get the same degree in school, you're going to probably come out making the same amount of money, which is going to be somewhere around a 6-figure opportunity, right? Somewhere between, I'm going to say 85 is the low amount, but on average, $100,000 to $110,000 is what you're going to be making, right? So you're going to spend $200,000. You go to school, you spend $200,000 to make $100,000. Don't make sense to me. So you're going to spend 4 years in school when all you really need is 1 year. Don't make sense to me. Now, I'm not knocking school, because here's the thing. I did go to college. Of course, I did go to college, and proud HBCU alum. Tuskegee University is what it is. That's why TU, right? But what I'm saying is, if that's not the route that you want to take, that's not the route that you have to take. Now, you're gonna condense that 4 years down to 1 year, and in Power of the BI, it's only going to be 4 months. You're going to condense that $200,000 tuition down to 50. Is that 200,000? So yeah, 25, 50. Yeah, no, 50, 100. Yeah, it's $200,000. So you're going to take that $200,000 tuition and you're going to condense that down to the $50,000 tuition that would be for 1 year, but we're going to condense that even smaller for Power of the BI. We're going to condense that even smaller for Power of the BI. I'm talking about probably somewhere around 10% of that, right? Incredible. But bottom line is, what I'm telling you is, if you want to learn if you want to get into, want to take a tech career, and that tech career, what I'm telling you is the tech career that I'm 100% sure of is Power BI. You can learn Power BI in 16 weeks, and somewhere between 16, 18, 20 weeks, you are going to be able to land that 6-figure opportunity. The reason why I kind of hesitate when I say, land that 6-figure opportunity is because I don't guarantee it. Because it's going to come only as easy or as hard as you make it, right? What you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. If you say, hey, I'm just going to spend 16 weeks in here and then see if I get an opportunity, look, it's not gonna be like that. You got to come in here. You got to put that. You got to get that grind on. You got to put that work in, baby. You got to put that grind on. You got to put that work in, and opportunity is gonna come. What I am gonna tell you is, if you join my course, Power of the BI, what I do is I guarantee you that you're gonna start receiving offers, or you're gonna start not necessarily offers, but you're gonna start receiving. You're going to start receiving job opportunities from recruiters within the first 5 to 6 weeks. You're going to start receiving offers, start receiving opportunities, not offers, but opportunities from recruiters within the first 5 to 6 weeks. And if you don't start receiving opportunities from recruiters within the first 5 to 6 weeks, I give you 100% refund. And tell you, hey, maybe I wasn't telling you the truth. Okay. The reason why I know that you're going to start receiving opportunities within the first 5 to 6 weeks is because within that first 5 to 6 weeks, I actually help you start putting your resume together to make it look and feel like someone is trying to get a Power BI position, right? Now, are you going to be ready for it? No. You know you're not. No, you're not. You're not going to be ready for that within the first 5 to 6 weeks. Now, if you got to put that grind on, you got to putting that work in, putting that grind, getting that grind on, you could be ready for that opportunity within about 9 weeks. Okay, because the course itself is 16 weeks, but I do know that the course can be completed in 8 weeks. What I will say is, in about 9 weeks, you will be ready for that opportunity. Well, let me say this. In about 9 weeks, you could be ready for that opportunity if you went double time putting the work in to make it happen. If you went double time trying to put the work in to make it happen, you could be ready for that you could be ready for that 6-figure opportunity within the first 8 to 9 weeks. But the reason why I really put an effort towards your resume and giving you that IT, that developer, that tech, that Power BI reporter look on your resume is because I want you to believe, I want you to know, I want you to understand that those opportunities are out there, right? And if you're getting calls, if you're getting emails from recruiters within the first 5 to 6 weeks, that's gonna motivate you, baby. That's gonna motivate you to wanna go ahead on and either get this thing done in double time, or at minimum get it done in one time and be done with this thing in 16 weeks. Now, somebody asked me, say, does your program come with a certification? No, my program does not come with a certification. Do I teach the certification course? Yes, I do have a piece where I do teach the certification, but I don't really. So here's the thing. I do have a piece where I do another level where I do teach the certification, but it's not included with the 16-week Power BI Bootcamp, Power of the BI Bootcamp. And the reason being is, I want you to feel, let me say it a different way. Just because you have a certification doesn't mean you know how to do the work. I'm gonna say it again. Just because you have a certification does not mean you know how to do the work. The 16-week Power of the BI, the Power of the BI Bootcamp, you are going to know how to do the work. You are going to be competent in being able to get the work done. Now, what I suggest is complete the course, get a job, and then work on your certification. Because once you get into the job, let me say it like this. So let's say you complete the course and then you get a 6-figure job. And let's say that job is a $100,000 job, right? Well, now work on getting your certification once you get the job, because now your employer see that you are not just you're not just complacent with having a job. You are looking to better yourself, and now you got something that you have leverage to get an increase, to increase your salary, right? Now you could say, well, I can complete the course, I can get my certification, then I can leverage to get more money on my initial job. I don't necessarily like that route, because you could do that, but at the end of the day, you're still only going to know as much as you know getting that opportunity. And increase money over $115,000 is going to put you in a bad situation if you really don't know what you're doing, because the expectation is going to be so much higher for you, because now they're saying, hey, I'm paying them 115 plus, they should be able to get X work done plus X work done. And I don't want to put that kind of pressure on you. And I don't think you should put that kind of pressure on yourself. But it does put you in a good position if you have the job and then you get the certification. What that allows you to do is that allows you to be able to negotiate more money with your current employer, or you'll be able to then go out there and leverage another opportunity that may come your way. And you will already have the experience that you need in order to do the additional amount of work that will be expected of you. That's just my thought process. Whatever you do, that's on you. Okay, whatever you do, that's on you. But that's just the way that I teach the program. Now, so when it comes to the boot camp, again, the boot camp itself that I teach is Power of the BI, and it is a 16-week course. It can be done in, I do know that it can be done in 8 weeks. It could be done in 8 weeks. It could be done probably a little more than 8 weeks. I wouldn't suggest trying to go through and just run ramshot through it and get it done in a whole lot less than 8 weeks. But getting it done even less than 8 weeks, because then you're just going through the motions. You're not really getting a full understanding of what that really looks like. But what I do know is going through this course, you should be able to land a 6-figure opportunity. And the opportunities that you're going to receive from the recruiters that I'm going to help you build a resume for, they're going to be 6-figure opportunities. They're going to be 6-figure opportunities. I'm going to say this again. They're going to be 6-figure opportunities. Okay. And the one thing I know is this can transform your career. It can transform your life. Okay. But you've got to believe that you can do it. You got to believe and you got to want to put the work in to make this thing happen. Listen, if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it, right? And if it was easy for me to teach everybody, I wouldn't be promoting like this. I wouldn't be out here like this. I would just be sitting in a classroom just teaching people that just walk through the door. So this is the reason why you stopped by here, is because you believe that this could be an opportunity for you. You wasn't necessarily sure if Power BI was you may not even know that Power BI was even a tech career option. But now that you know, and you listen this long, you're like, I think I might be able to do that. Now, here's the deal. I've got several. You can go through the videos here on my channel, and you can probably get all the information you need to be successful within Power BI, just within these videos that I have on my channel. But I don't suggest that. I think everyone needs a coach, because you don't know what you need until you get it, and you don't know what you don't know until someone comes up on you and say, hey, do you know this? And then you're like, I don't know that, right? Everybody needs a coach. I don't consider myself to be a teacher. I consider myself to be a coach. And what I like to do is coach you through learning Power BI, right? And coach you through getting that 6-figure opportunity. I mean, there are a lot of benefits of joining joining my program. But at the end of the day, listen, I've got a ton of free information. I got free information on YouTube. I got free information on Instagram. I've got free information out there on LinkedIn. I've got free information out there on TikTok. If you feel like, hey, I don't need to be coached by an individual, I can catch these videos and I can learn that way, do that, baby, do that. But what I'm saying is, this is the type of opportunity that can will give you an opportunity to transform your career, pivot into, career 2.0, 3.0, wherever you may be, and we'll just call it 2.5. But there is definitely an opportunity out there for you to be able to do some different things. Power BI definitely, for myself, has been a game changer. The Power BI skill set itself, it's changed a whole lot. I'm not going to go too deep into all of the things that I've been able to accomplish just because I've learned Power BI and the different certifications I have and things like that. What I'm saying is, do your research. But I do have a course, Power of the BI. It is a waiting list. I've got individuals that are trying to get in, because I don't just take on 5,000 people just to say that I got 5,000 people. I really want my students to be successful. So I've got a link in this. I got a link in the description below. And all you got to do is just click the link and sign up for the waiting list. And everybody's going to get notified, right? It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow. It may not even be a month from now. But eventually, you're going to get notified of a time that's good for you, that will be good for you in order to join the next Power BI webinar. Totally free webinar, 100% free webinar. I suggest anyone that wants to join my course, go through the webinar. Anyone that wants to join my course, go through the webinar, join the webinar, okay? I lead the webinar. I give you all the information that I have in the 16-week course. I give it to you in the webinar. Now, of course, you're not going to be able to grab everything or remember everything or do everything that's in the webinar. And maybe you will, and maybe you won't. Maybe you'll screenshot it, or screen share it, or screen record it or something, and then you'll play it back. And that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. I am not a gatekeeper. I want you to do whatever you got to do in order to be successful. But I want you to at minimum, sign up for the wait list for the webinar. And then when you get your invitation, log on and join the webinar. because it's going to give you the information that you need to know about Power BI. It's going to give you the information that you need to know about me as a coach, as a teacher, not necessarily as a teacher again, but more so as a coach. But I am teaching the program. But as a coach, you know, the things that I'm going to enforce upon you to learn, to practice, to get better at, to do, so that you can put yourself in a situation where you can be a successful six-figure earner when it comes to Power BI. Now, the next steps that we would take, that you would need to take, is one, following the link below, and then joining the course. And you know, who is this course for? This course is for you. It's for individuals just like you. You know, you're looking for a tech career that one, you don't have to go back to school for. You don't have to go to college for. Two, you don't have to spend $200,000 for. And three, you don't have to spend 4 years of your life preparing for, so that you can get out and get a job to where you'll be making half the amount of money that you spent on that college degree. So you know, those are just reasons why I believe that Power BI is the best route for individuals just like you. Individuals just like you. So with that said, again, I hope you like this video and subscribe to this channel. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and again, follow the link below and in the description. Go out there and sign up for the wait list. Again, it's not going to be the actual webinar, because we now it used to be the webinar, but now it's gotten pretty tight. So now what I want you to do is sign up for the wait list for the webinar. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to guarantee you that you are going to get an invitation. I'm going to guarantee you that you are going to get an invitation to the webinar. It just may not be this webinar. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow. It may not be this month, but you will get an invitation to the webinar. And when you get your invitation to the webinar, definitely sign up and register for the webinar at that time. And please join in. But here's the deal. Once again, thank you for joining in, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.